I talked about, the most impressed many bowlers, okay? But among all the off spinners, I talked about Muttiah Muralidharan and Harbhajan Singh. But one bowler whom I would like to talk more is Lance Gibbs of West Indies. Many people feel that he was not as effective as he's been projected. But I can promise you one thing. He is a bowler who showed to the cricketing world that height was no criterion for to flight the ball. He started off as a leg spinner, but as a prominence, he became an off spinner and used his leg spinners for as a variety, as the fastest leg spinners. Okay, but the greatest quality that he had was he is the first man who tossed up ball, but very deceptively he used to toss it up, almost like a basketballer basketing the ball. But no batsman could get to reach the ball. However much they tried to step out and drive him and loft him, he had the deception. Like Subhash Gupte, I had the pleasure of playing him on two occasions. One on the first West Indies tour, and second thing was when he was here along with Clive Lloyd, when the series of 2-all, I think 2-0, 2-all, we won and they won first night 74 tour. And that's the time when I realized how potent this bowler was. A gentleman as a human being, but as a bowler, he had the killing instinct. Very subtle way of his bowling looked very amicable, but he was not. He had tremendous spin of the ball because of the height and the flight that he had. The ball had a lot of bounce on any sort of wicket. And relatively speaking, he never had so many variations like Sakleen or Harbhajan or Muttiah Muralidharan, like Dusra, Carom ball, or the ball drifting and whatnot. He had the basics of an off spinner. An off spin, variation in turn, variation in spin, and variation in line. He was the first person to bowl, which can be a semblance of a Shane Warne because he never walked, but his couple of steps and jump and bowl was as good as just walking across and bowling. And I was very impressed because of his fact that he was very tempting to hit, but he was not. No one could hit him. I think most of the Indian cricketers respected him because he used to be among the four great fast bowlers he played, and one got to admit that in spite of their taking wickets, he had 300 odd wickets to his credit, and he and Gary Sobers formed an excellent combination of bowling and caught behind at the short square leg equations, because most of the time he did. And Gary Sobers dropped Sunil Gavaskar in Guyana of Lance Gibbs, and I think that was the beginning of Lance Gibbs' end, because Sunil Gavaskar got many runs, 971 runs on that tour, first tour of 1971 I'm talking about. And I think following test, I think Jack Norriga someone played. He took 9 wickets too. But here's the man who showed to all of us who are in the same trade that one can flight the ball, and when you flight the ball, you're flighting the ball to get a return catch. Even though the flighting the ball was an invitation to hit, not at will, you have to be discreet also. And I learned hell of a lot from his bowling, that length and line, which is predominantly the basic criterion of a spin bowler, which he did. Whenever he has been asked to bowl, he bowled length and line, and every time he was attempting to take the batsman out between getting the ball go between the bat and the pad into the onto the stumps, and here also a very high action, and used the crease to his advantage, and I was very impressed, to be very honest.